Hey folks, Mad Creator here coming at you from my hidden bunker deep within the bowels of the city. And I kind of want to discuss my thoughts about the whole situation with Berkeley. Now, Milo Yiannopoulos was scheduled to speak at Berkeley last night, and a protest erupted, as often happens when Milo goes to speak on college campuses and other events. What made this particular protest interesting was the fact that several students decided that they were several people, excuse me, several people decided that they were going to infiltrate the protests and start engaging in violent behavior. They were burning, they were looting, they were just basically creating problems for everybody else. Now, I for one have listened to Milo speak, and while I don't necessarily agree with a lot of what he says, I also understand that he makes some very interesting points in terms of how certain things could be an issue, like third wave feminism, like Black Lives Matter, especially the way they conduct and behave themselves. He raises some very interesting points about, you know, about how we as liberals tend to see things in a very dogmatic black and white stance. Now, I, for one, know I'm very guilty of this. I don't hide it, but hearing him speak kind of gives me pause and to actually think about a lot of the stances that I take. I don't agree with a lot of what he says, but you know what? He has a right to speak. Now, in this particular case, the school had invited, a group within the school had invited him to come, a club, basically, the Berkeley Republicans. Berkeley, the school administration gave permission for this event to happen. The people that were causing the problems, however, were the students. Now, I understand students, they feel passionately about stuff, and a lot of people are very upset about the things that have been going on lately. But Berkeley has always been lifted up as as an almost sacred site of liberalism and liberal education and liberal ideals of freedom of speech, freedom of Congress, freedom to essentially do what you want, speak how you want, etc. Giving people an opportunity to hear different ideas and maybe either say, well, they're outright foolish, or maybe there's something to it. In this particular instance, I have to say that I uncategorically denounce the violence that was committed in Berkeley. This is not what liberalism is about. This is not what being a progressive is all about. Yes, Milo says some things which are very offensive, and but whatever happened to going to an event like this, bringing with you a small stack of notes, and going on the question and answer period and just hammering Milo with facts, challenging him with your most robust liberal arguments, and showing him where he might be wrong. Why didn't anybody prepare for that? It's like every time maybe it's just the editing of the videos that I see, but most of the time when people go there, they go there screaming, they're yelling racist, they're saying that he's a Nazi, and it's like, just go there with your best argument. Pound him with your best argument. I'm sure Milo might actually enjoy it, especially he'll even give you credit. Milo, from what I've seen, will genuinely concede a good, well, rational, thought out argument with facts to back it up. But what this happening in Berkeley did was it showed people that we liberals have completely lost our minds. And yeah, things are hard right now, but we're better than this. You know, I don't normally subscribe to the take the high road mentality because a lot of times what happens is when you take the high road, you miss a lot of the details that could be very important later on down the line. But in this instance, violence like this, it makes us look bad. It makes us look horrible. And to be honest, if Milo was a neo-Nazi, we've just handed him even more popularity on a silver platter. The as the speaker whose free speech was censored by violence, do we really want to set that precedent? Do we really want to tell the Republicans that that is perfectly okay to do to us? Think, please, think. Anyway, and this is coming from me. Okay, I'm not necessarily the most rational person in the world when it comes to these instances. But for a guy like me to say, just think. Yeah, Milo is a horrible person. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But think smarter than your enemy, please. This is Mad Creator signing off. Have a nice day.